Kari Kenyatta is a Tennessee native and Texas resident who's recently published her debut autobiography, Black Diamond, Unbreakable. In this poignant and candid work, Kari details her lived experiences of childhood trauma, teen pregnancy, and domestic violence, with empowering undertones that make her story both inspirational and tragic. As the owner of 4 businesses, Kari is also a serial entrepreneur and network marketer. And today she joins us to talk about her journey to publishing her first book, her upcoming book signings and venues, and her messages of encouragement for others dealing with loss and abuse. How are you doing today, Kari?
I'm good. How are you? I'm good.
I'm excellent, thank you. So, what was it that inspired you to write your book, Black Diamond Unbreakable?
I have always wanted to write a book. But it was like when I went through my last divorce, I was just at a place of true authenticity, and I was at a place of healing. And my mentor and coach, Tiffany McIntosh, she said, I think, when she saw me at this certain point, she said, "You're ready to share your story." She said, "That will get so much weight off of you and it'll help you in your healing." So I graduated from Maryville College with an English degree, so I've always wanted to write a book.
Yeah.
So writing a book has always been a passion, but when I got in the room with an environment with different people who had written books, it became a greater desire to have one of my own.
And what was the process of writing and publishing your first book, and how long did it all take?
Took me probably about 6-7 months to get done. I started initially with doing a timeline, and with the timeline, I broke down each year of my life, and from there, and then I just went in each year and broke down what happened in each year, and then just went larger from there. And it's like the more I got into each year, memories started to come back of just different things that happened in my life, just different situations, and so I just broke it down by year initially.
Because you're an entrepreneur as well, a serial entrepreneur, we should say, and that doesn't mean that you have a company that makes cereal, you just do a lot of entrepreneurial things. Did you start up any businesses while you were writing the book that maybe distracted you from it?
I did actually. I started going to massage college. I went to Arbor College of Massage in Knoxville, Tennessee, because my cousin and we have a Medi Spa. And as I was healing, I was going through this part of my life where I wanted to know more about my body. Yeah. And I wanted to offer another service at our spa. And so I signed up to go to massage college, and it actually was the best thing that I could have done because, one, it triggered something within my body as far as learning. Yeah. But what it essentially did for me was I wasn't aware of with the massages, it released the emotions that some people, I didn't even realize that we have emotions and in our molecules in the water cells of our body. And so I continued to get these massages. My body was healing from the inside out, and I was starting to remember things that happened when I was younger that I had subconsciously blocked out.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just really, I think I was meant to be there. Yeah. And just even on the first day of class, the president told us that we were healers. And I've always been an empath, a people person, and just wanted to help people. So now I know how to use my hands as far as helping people when they're in pain, and as well as now in conversation when I do my counseling and therapy and things like that. So it just really all came together.
It's interesting because I asked that question about setting up a business while you were writing a book with an angle of it distracting you from the writing, but it probably helped, right?
It helped and it distracted at the same time because it was funny. As these memories started to unravel, my publisher kind of got ticked off at me because I had so many things going on in my head. I'm trying to write the book. I'm trying to study for class. I had these memories, these traumatic memories that I'm remembering, and I ghosted her, for a little bit. I'm not returning pause, and it's like I just went into a shell, because I'm trying to figure out how to deal with some of this childhood trauma that I didn't even realize that I had blocked out for all these
Yeah.
years. And so finally, once I had went through some counseling and went through some different, trainings, and started trying to understand what was going on, how my mind worked, not who I was, but how I was. I took a disc assessment with Eric Thomas, and I started learning in that assessment my personality and how I tick, the way my mind works. And so I eventually called my publisher back, and I texted her. I said, "Hey, I'm sorry. I'm ready to get going." And she told me, she said, "I was actually getting ready to call you and chew you out," but
Well,
it was really just a moment to where I had to get my head clear to just figure out, like I said, not who I was, but how I was.
yeah. And what encouragement or advice would you give to others who are maybe dealing with similar struggles in terms of childhood trauma or domestic violence or teen pregnancy?
I would say to, first of all, know that you're enough. Know that those things that happened to you were not your fault. Know that you will need to get some counseling or some type of, you don't want to hold it in. The best thing that you would need to do is start having some type of self-love. And so what I started to do, I started to have different strategies, and that is what I do in my coaching. I teach self-care strategies as part of your healing, and that includes massage. And so the more I got massages, not only did it, it increased my circulation, it increased my serotonin, and it just got everything going. And in my mind, it seems like it was starting to clear up. The toxins were leaving my body. And it even massages, I noticed as I was giving massages and getting massages, I was losing weight because now I'm getting this fluid off of me, and so I would encourage anyone that is dealing with this type of trauma to talk to a professional, seek out some type of coaching or counseling. Don't hold it in, and just start working on self-love and getting to a place of true authenticity to where you can learn who you are and really get to know who you are and how your mind works. And that is something I offer with my coaching. With the DISC assessment, it's a 19-page document where it breaks down, each personality type. There are 4 personality types for everyone in the world, and so it breaks down what percentage you have. And, I call it's almost like having cliff notes on yourself.
Yeah.
And it tells you how you don't want to be talked to, how you do want to be talked to, how to communicate with you, and your job preference. And so it just gives you really an inside look on yourself. But the biggest thing for me was to know that it wasn't my fault and that I'm enough, that I'm worthy.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing for me.
And for the book, what message do you hope readers will take away from it?
The biggest message, I think, is to never give up. Never give up. It's a story of, that's where I come up with the part of being unbreakable. I know everyone goes through tragedy. Everyone has hard times. I know right now you see so much going on in the news. You see so much going on with people, and it's just tough times for everyone. So what I want people to understand and realize is that don't give up. You have to get to a point to where no matter what's going on, you have to look at yourself and say, hey, I'm going to get through this. Just like the buffalo, when there's a storm, a buffalo charges towards the storm instead of running away from it. So the quicker you get through it, the quicker you'll get through it. You've got to just face it and keep going, and that's just the biggest thing. Just this book is about being an overcomer, never giving up, and just taking a look at yourself in the mirror and healing and just getting to a place of true authenticity.
You've got an upcoming book signing event in Tennessee. Yeah. So what can attendees expect from that?
I have a good time there. It's going to be at Broadway Social in Maryville, Tennessee. We're going to have a DJ there, DJ Prime, and they're going to have food served. So it's called Read It and Eat. And so you can eat, drink, and I'm going to be able to read some excerpts of my book. I'll be signing, and just there to enjoy. Just that's where I'm from, and so I feel like that's a great place to start because there's no place like home.
Yeah.
And being able to give back to my community and just share my success and just share my book with the community and sign books and just get back home there for a little while and just have a good time. So it's going to be from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. and they're at Broadway Social.
That sounds exciting. It's unlikely, but somebody might be listening thinking, I really don't like the sound of this book. This event has turned that around, because even if they don't like the book, this event sounds like absolute fun and somewhere you want to be.
Right. Well, even if they don't like the book, I know I haven't heard anyone tell me yet, and they probably, I don't know if they would, but everyone that I've talked to, they say that it's a page turner. You know, they say that they can put it down. And so what I tried to do in the book was just make it like I was talking and make it just straight and real and just, no fluff, just straight. And I think sometimes when you are truly authentic and you're just real, and that was the toughest thing for me. I think that's why I kind of secluded myself in the middle of writing it, because it was hard. It was hard. Like, you're about to tell the world some of these things that, being a teenage mother, being on drugs, abuse, fighting, and, and so it was very difficult. So even after completing the book, it was emotional to get it all out, but I hope everyone does enjoy reading it.
Yeah. And the book is available in paperback and hardcover worldwide. What made you want to publish it in 2 different formats like that?
Well, I asked a few people their preference, and that's big for me, just wanting to know what people prefer. And actually, well, I have it also, it's on Amazon on Kindle, but some people like to actually read it online. So it's also in Kindle on Amazon, but some people like the hardback. They don't like their book to bend. So I just wanted to be able to let people choose how they like to read it.
That's a good point. And do you think your book could be made into a movie? And if so, who'd play you?
I've actually had someone, my mentor, she's affiliated with someone that has a TV network, and she said, we got to get this on TV. And it's funny you asked who would play me, because I was talking to someone yesterday or last night, a friend of mine from back home, and he said, I need to get Nia Long to play me. And I was like, I don't know. She's so pretty. I don't know. Yeah. But I have no idea who I would pick or who would want to, but I could see it. It's it's a lot that happens in the book. So, I'll just keep my fingers crossed, keep praying about it, and, maybe it will happen.
How would it feel to see your own story on the big screen?
Well, even right now, it's surreal, just because I have another podcast when we finish. So this will be my 4th podcast this week. And so it's surreal, it's kind of like, okay, this is happening, and this is the book here, Black Diamond. And so just to actually have it out and to have a dream really that I can touch, a tangible item that I did it, it's amazing. It's amazing. And so to have the idea of it being on TV, it's just a blessing. It's just a huge blessing.
And do you have any more books or writing projects or business endeavors on the way?
Well, I do. I have a little secret at the end of the book, so everybody have to read the end to find out there. But I do. I have some ebooks that are coming out. One of those is on building credit and Airbnb, how to do Airbnbs. And I just want to work on some things that create financial literacy for the community. And I'm also working on another ebook on how to start daycare centers. I have 2 daycare centers. I've been in business since 2010. So I'm going to just share my knowledge with someone else who may want to open a daycare and just give them the ins and outs of how to start one. So I've got some other projects going on.
Well, in the meantime, where are we able to find your book, Black Diamond, Unbreakable?
Well, you can go on my website. It's KariKenyatta.com, and it's KariKenyatta @gmail. I'm sorry, .com.
Yeah, you're going to get a load of spam now.
KariKenyatta.com.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for talking to us today. It's been great to have you on.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thank you. I really appreciate you.